Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to tell you all about Athens, what to do, where to stay, what are the cool foods to try there, what are the main sites, how many days to stay in the city. Anyway, it's a really cool video that it's complete to give you all the tips you need to travel to Athens, so stay tuned here on the video because it will be very quick tips, useful and without winding up. So guys, as always, I ask you to like the video, subscribe to the channel because that helps us a lot, and buckle up. Well, Athens was one of the most different cities from anything we have ever seen in our lives. It's a very cool place because of its history, and many people dream of visiting Greece. It's the dream of many to visit the Greek islands mainly, and the base points to go to the island is Athens. The airports, the flights go to the Athens airport and then you board to the islands. So many people end up including Athens in their itinerary because of the Greek islands, and many people also because they want to know the history of Athens. Being very honest, I'm very honest here in my videos. I loved Athens. I thought it was sensational. The Acropolis, which is the main tourist attraction that we'll talk about here, is one of the most beautiful sights I have ever seen in my life, but I didn't think it's a city to stay for a long time. I thought it was very little things to do. Many people say no, there are many things like any other city, there's a lot, but I think that compared to what the other places offer, we prefer to spend a little more time in the Greek islands. We stayed 2 days in Athens and I think it was more than enough. We could enjoy it very much, so check it out. If you like history, you want to explore, you can stay there for 4 or 5 days because there are plenty of things. But also, if you want to enjoy more the Greek islands or other cities that have a little more touristy historical stuff, you dose it your way. We recommend 2 days. That's what we stayed, and it was enough to see the main attractions. And don't forget to watch the videos afterwards. We have the perfect itinerary for Greece. We made the exact itinerary of how many days we stayed in Athens, how much we stayed on the islands, and which Greek islands are the most beautiful, which ones to visit. It's very nice. And there's also a video of each island. There is one with all the tips from Santorini and one from Mykonos, as well as this one from Athens. So take a good look. The first tip, I think the main tip for Athens, is the location. Guys, stay in the Plaka neighborhood. It's the tourist center of the city, and staying there you will not need to rent a car. You can take a taxi or an Uber, but maybe you won't need one because everything's so close. If you stay in this neighborhood of Plaka, you will be close to the Acropolis, which is the main tourist attraction of the city. You'll be close to the restaurants, the shops, everything. This neighborhood is very nice because you can do everything on foot, and you are in the heart of the city where the main tourist attractions are. So try to stay there, that you will be able to enjoy your visit to Athens much better. To make it a little bit easier, we created a personalized map just like the one you see here on the screen right now, and you click on the link that I'll leave here below in the description of the video. It's the largest hotel search engine in the world. I'm sure you know it. This is the one we always use in our trips because it's always the best prices and the best hotels as well. We were able to customize a map inside of it, so then you click on it, you will see a region delimited by a line. This line, this region in there, is the best possible location in Athens. If you stay there, you will be close to everything and in the coolest and most historic district of the city. Accommodation is not expensive there, people. A good tip to save money, and this goes for any other city, is to buy in advance. The sooner you book your hotel, the cheaper you will pay. It's always like that. There's no way around it. So our tip, book as soon as possible. We really like this hotel search engine that we left here below because it has free cancellation with almost all hotels, and that helps a lot. When we are planning a trip, we go in, book a nice hotel at a good price and leave it there. If everything goes well, we go there, and if we need to reschedule, change places, destination, whatever, we cancel it without any cost. So this is a tip. Don't leave it too late because this area of Athens is very touristy and very busy, so you can run out of hotels. Now let's talk about the sites. The main one that's indispensable, you can't miss, is the famous Acropolis. The Acropolis means high city, so it's a city that was built 150 meters above the sea level, so it's a very beautiful site because the city of Athens is at sea level, And on top of that, there is the Acropolis. You can see it from almost anywhere you are in Athens, and it's sensational. You can already see from the pictures that you see that it will remind you of the Greek temples, the ancient temples. That's where all the inspiration for movies come from. When you look at this, if you are from my era or so, I'm 33 years old. If you're young, you probably won't know, but if you're from my time, you will remember. You look at it and you remember what? The Knights of the Zodiac. No way, it goes back to this, the saga of the Knights of the Zodiac to Athens. The main temple up there is the Temple of Athens. It's at the end up on the Acropolis. The look of the city is beautiful and everything is reminiscent of the movie. You will remember if you lived through that childhood phase of the Knights of the Zodiac, you'll love it there. My only disappointment was there was nothing from the Knights of the Zodiac. I thought there would be at least a little souvenir, a doll, something, but it's sensational and it's the most popular tourist spot, so it's the most crowded. A tip, try to arrive until about 10 o'clock in the morning. Try to get there because at 10 o'clock in the morning everybody starts arriving in the cruises from the islands, the ferries, everything, so you will see that it fills up very fast. So try to get there by 10 o'clock because of the heat. If it's noon or 1 o'clock, the sun is very hot, or go early in the morning or go late in the afternoon, about 2 or 3 hours, because the sunset is also beautiful. And the cool thing is that you walk around, you can see many historical buildings, you can go by map, you use your cell phone, you can easily see all the points, the history. It's beautiful. And you go up at the top, you get the famous Temple of Athens, which is one of the most beautiful, and that's why, because of the goddess, the city ended up being called Athens, and everything revolves around her story, the goddess Athena, so everything's about her. Important information that everyone asks: how much does the ticket cost? The ticket is 20 euros. You can buy online beforehand, which I found easier. I'll even leave below here in the description of the video the site where we always buy the tickets, which is super easy and fast, or you can buy them on the spot. There's a line, sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small, it varies a lot depending on the season. It's 20 euros, but it's worth it. There's no way to argue about it. And I won't go into details, but just to give you an idea, the coolest places to visit inside are the Propylaeon, the Erechtheion, and of course the Parthenon. The Parthenon is the symbol of Greece, and it's the construction that you can see on the screen. It's the highlight of the Acropolis that everybody wants to take pictures of. How long does it take to visit the Acropolis? It varies. I've seen people who went 2 days in a row because they like history, they keep studying, analyzing everything, taking pictures, and there are people that in 2-3 hours they already know everything, take a quick photo and leave, so it varies. We took about 4 hours, and the cool thing is that the view of the city is beautiful. The pictures we took were amazing from the view of the city. Every place you go, every corner, you see a different view, so it's beautiful. And for those who like history, there's our Acropolis Museum. We didn't go to this one, but it's cheaper. It's 5 euros and it's also close by. For those who want to understand a little more about the history, it's good to go to the museum first and then visit the Acropolis. And from the top of the Acropolis, you can see the other main sites of Athens, which are the old Agora, and you also see the Temple of Zeus. They are there together. It's a very nice view. Right on top of the Acropolis, you see there's the city of Athens that has a lot of buildings, houses, everything, and it has this temple, so you can see the construction from the top. It's very quiet. The story of the Temple of Zeus is very cool because it had 104 columns that were 17 meters high. They were gigantic. Only 16 of them were preserved. The others were all destroyed over time, but they preserved 16, so you can get an idea of what the place was like, and it's very nice for you to know a little bit of the Greek history. These sites are already included in the Acropolis ticket, so you don't need to buy it. It's all included. When you buy the ticket, look there and they will tell you which sites are already included for the tickets. You get all the overview about what you're gonna visit and everything you're going to see. Everything is going to be included in the ticket and they're gonna tell you. And apart from those tourist spots, there are not many in Athens. Athens is a place that doesn't have many famous tourist attractions. Some people say yes, there are many, but the most touristy ones that people look for are the ones we mentioned, which are all around the Acropolis. And there's also a very nice place, the Panathenaic Stadium. It's a historical stadium. This one is full of history because it was founded to hold the ancient Olympics that took place centuries ago. It was renovated and used to hold the first Olympics of the modern era, which they call in 1896, so the Olympic Games of the modern era were marked by this staging. It's a quick tour, more for you to get to know the structure, but it's beautiful. You see all the structure, the conservation they did. It's a nice experience too. It's a tour that lasts 1 or 2 hours. You get to see everything, and it's not too far away. You can see everything, and it's really not far away. As I said, you stay in the best location. Everything is gonna be very close to you, so you can go on foot or spend very little in a taxi. And guys, any questions you may have about the trip, or any doubts about Greece or any other place in the world, you can send them to us and we'll be happy to help you. If you want, it's even easier. Add me on Instagram @PaiLorenzi, send me a direct message and I'll really help you. And take the time to follow us there. We are always traveling around the world, trying to show these travel tips in a very cool way, and the family routine with our little ones, which are a blast. And we are in Orlando now. This study here now is in Orlando. We just arrived and we are going to live here for a while, so we are showing everything. How's the routine, how is life here in the United States, the Disney parks, Universal. In short, we are showing all and very cool content. Now, a very nice tip is to visit the Plaka neighborhood, which is the neighborhood we recommend for you to stay, so you will be very close to it. It's the coolest and most charming neighborhood to visit in the Greek city. It's full of restaurants, it has very good restaurants with very good prices. Greek cuisine is different from the others, so it's nice to try the other things. A tip, try to Google it, people. You can see with your cell phone, try to get a restaurant with a view. There are many restaurants with views and they are beautiful. You can see the whole city of Athens. It's very beautiful. The cell phone helps a lot in the trip. We always give this tip: take your international prepaid SIM card, because if you go with your cell phone with the chip for your country and activate the international roaming, the bill is a fortune. It's much more expensive. Don't do that. It's the worst option. Those who are already used to traveling, who travel abroad, anywhere abroad, that are international prepaid chips, you pay an amount and it comes with a very good internet package, so you can use your cell phone calmly. You can use WhatsApp, search for places, Waze, Google Maps, you can use it all. We always recommend it. I'll even leave it here also in the description of the video. There's also a link to the site of the chip we bought. They deliver it to you, and when you arrive in Greece or anywhere else in Europe, you leave the plane using your cell phone to search, to get to the hotel, to do whatever you want. To have internet is fundamental and essential if you like traveling, for you to post and access many things. One thing you can't miss is Greek food. There are all kinds of restaurants in Plaka. There are all these plateaus that I'm going to comment about here. There are some that are a little bit more expensive and some that are a little more cheaper, so there is something for all tastes. There's the famous moussaka. It's a great dish. If you ask me, it's one of the most famous of all. It's more or less like a lasagna, but without pasta. It has eggplants, lamb, it has other delicacies. There's a sauce there that reminded me a little bit of white sauce. Anyway, it's like a lasagna, but it's not a lasagna. You have to try it. It's hard to explain. And there are the famous gyros. They are the most famous of all. The nice thing is that it's cheap. Some people there call it euros. We read gyros. If you see here on the screen how to spell it, if you want to look it up, they are very nice. It's like a Greek barbecue. It only comes inside a pastry. It comes inside a bun, and they put a lot of potatoes on the side. And the great thing about the euros, people, you pay very cheap. We sometimes pay 3 euros, 2 euros and 50, 4 euros for a well-prepared one, which is practically a lunch or a dinner. So euros help you a lot. It's very tasty, very good. And a lot of people will speak pita gyros or pita euros too, because pita is the bread roll. It's the style of the bread combined with the euros, but it's all more or less the same. And there's also the souvlaki, which is the Greek barbecue, which is like a barbecue. This is a little more common. And also the Greek salad. Greece is a place that has a lot of tourism dishes, but try to know all of them. You won't regret it. It's a very nice experience. And a tip is also that to do things in the city there in Plaka, you won't need a car. Everything is very easy, but the airport is quite far away, more than 40 minutes from the city, depending on where your hotel is. On the traffic, there's a lot of traffic in some areas of Athens, so you have to stay a little bit tuned, but that's part of it. It's not much compared to other places we've been. A tip, book a transfer from the airport right away. This helped us a lot. It's much easier and safer than getting there on the spot and trying to get a taxi and Uber and having some trouble. trouble. The traffic in Greece is kind of crazy, it's a little bit chaotic, so the more security you have, the better. We found it easier. When we got there, there was a person waiting for us at the airport with a little sign. He took us to the van, he took us to the places. He already had all the bags and the hotel address, so it was very easy, the communication and the transportation. For those who want, I'll leave here in the description of the video the link to the site that sells as well. They sell the tickets for the tours and they also sell the transfer as well. We used it and it was very good, very easy, and the price was very good. It's per car, so you're going 2, 3, 4 people, it ends up being even cheaper. And a tip, if you're going to visit the Greek islands later, Santorini, Mykonos, Creta, the two most famous and that we recommend. We also made the videos with all the tips, Santorini and Mykonos. These are the sensational ones and you have to know them. Then you also have the possibility of the ferry, because usually people think of the plane, the first thing that comes to mind, because it's faster, more practical. But there are the ferries that are very good. They are giant boats that you don't even feel rocking like a ship, because they're very big and much cheaper than the airplane. It takes a little longer, but if you sleep and rest, and it's much easier because there's no check-in, check-out. You arrive with your bags 15 minutes before, you know, you board and get off. It's very common. We used the ferry to go to all the islands and we found it very good and we recommend it. If you want, there is a website that sells all the ferries. I'll leave it here in the description of the video as well, because everybody asks. It's the biggest site, if I'm not wrong, about the ferry in Europe, so there you can see all the routes, search for the exact values, and if you want, you can buy your tickets there. And here below in the description of the video, I'll leave all the links for you to plan your trip, which are the sites and tools that we use and have been discovering over the years to plan our trips. That are always the best prices, the best services, and it will certainly help you a lot. There is also travel insurance. Don't forget the international travel insurance is mandatory to enter almost all of Europe, almost all countries, so don't travel to Europe without insurance, for God's sake, so that you don't have any trouble there. It's very cheap. You can get it for about 10 days of travel and it costs about 20 euros. If you can use the comparator that I'll also leave in the description of the video, guys, it's a sensational comparator, a site that you enter the date, the destination, and it shows you all the travel insurance of all the insurance companies, only the best insurance companies, so you have everything right there, and the prices are very good. They are unbeatable. They are the best. Whenever we look for them, we just deal with them. In 3 minutes you are done. You receive by email the insurance policy, and that's it. You can travel without any problems regarding security for travel insurance. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please give that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because it really helps us a lot. And be sure to watch the other videos from Greece that are very good. The one about how to save a lot in your whole trip to Greece. It teaches you step by step how to set up your whole trip, saving a lot on everything and with the best tips. I'll leave it here on the side because it's very good, along with the playlist that has all the other videos from Greece for you to watch. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much.